All right, we're live now. So yes, Paul, let's continue our discussion. You said someone might know how to trade but doesn't know how to apply risk management. Now let's delve into that statement a little bit more. Do you agree that risk management is a core part of being successful in trading? Do you agree?
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Good, good. And it is one of the key things that one would need to become successful at this endeavor. So if someone doesn't know how to apply risk management, can we then say that the person knows how to trade?
No, 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 no. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't know how to trade 100%. I mean, it's just still learning without the risk management.
Okay,
It's not a trader yet.
exactly. So it goes against your initial statement that the person might know how to trade, the person is good at trading but doesn't know how to apply risk management. So these two things contradict themselves. The reason being that risk management is a core, a very important, a non-negotiable when it comes to trading. So without understanding proper risk management, one cannot call himself a profitable trader. So yeah, but let's go back to what you said. I would like to speak on this a bit more. How can you spot a good trader? Let's go back. So tell me.
How can I spot a good trader?
Yes.
That this question is very deep because to to spot a good trader is like it's not just by how he trades. It's
Yeah, but
just
okay,
it's
go
just
ahead.
like how he handle the trades, even plus the loss and the wins, how he handles them.
You know I'm asking you the question. Do you know why?
No,
The reason is that you just mentioned some supposed traders, and you call them top traders. So I would like to know what you saw in this. That's what did you see? What made you decide, or what made you feel like these are top traders? That's what I'm asking. That's why I asked you, how do you spot a good trader? Because you just called some guys and you said they are
oh,
top traders. So exactly. So what makes you feel like they are top traders? How can you spot a good trader? That's my question.
but I've been seeing them trade now, but they do get losses too, but not as their wins.
Hmm. Okay, that's also another interesting take. But let's look at it from this perspective. Now, you said that you've seen them take losses, but now all of the things you've seen is on social media, right?
Yeah,
Good. And you realize that social media is not all it claims to be. So many things can
no,
be
no, no,
faked on
no,
social
no, no, no. It's not. Social media is just it's just everything in social media is just fake.
media. Very interesting. You're correct. It's true that most things on social media are not the truth. They are in fact very fake. So let's bring this thing back. It is clear that you don't exactly know the metric for defining a profitable trader. So um, you see, I would like to illustrate this. I'd like to illustrate it this way. So let's say you come into an event. Say you're a doctor. You went to school. And okay, before you get to the event part, you're a doctor, you went to school 6, 7 years, you come up, and at the end of the day, you get a license, right? Would you be proud of that? So
I'll be
you
proud if I put in the work, like if I really deserved it, that's when I'll be proud.
good. So you'll be proud. That's the point. You went to school, spent 7, 6 years. Of course, that's putting in the work, right? And you came up with good grades. You have a certificate that shows you went to school, and then maybe a license that shows you can practice or that you're a medical practitioner. You're proud of that. In fact, it's something you want
Yeah,
to boast about. You want to tell everybody that, oh yes, I'm a doctor now. I can practice medicine, right?
yeah.
That's the scenario. That's how it is. So let's say that uh, you're having a discussion about health, and then someone is discussing with you, and then you say something, the person's like, "Are you a doctor?" You say, "Yes," but I don't believe you. Where's your license? Or where's your certificate? what will be the next thing you do? What's the next thing you would most likely do?
If if I have my license or anything, I'll show the person.
Good. So the most likely thing you do is to prove that you're a doctor, right? Show the person your license, your
Yes.
certificate. Yes, I'm a doctor. I have reason to say what I say. But would you tell the person that I'm a doctor, but I don't have to prove it to you? Is that what you say?
No, 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 no. You will not say
Exactly.
that.
You won't say that. Why? Because you actually have the license. You actually have the
Yeah.
certificate to prove that you're a doctor. What it means is there's proof. There's proof to verifiable proof to show that you know what you're saying and you can speak on the matter. You can speak on the subject. Okay. So if there is an
Okay.
event of doctors all verified, a doctor who does not have a certificate or a license cannot get into that event. I mean, it would be an insult to all the other doctors there that a doctor without a
Yes.
certificate or a license is walking
Cannot
into
even
the event.
get to the event self.
Exactly. You can't even get an invite to that event. That is very correct. So what we're trying to establish here is that there needs to be proof. To the things we do, we need proof, verifiable proof. In that sense. Also, you wouldn't want a doctor from YouTube or a guy from YouTube to perform a surgery on you. You won't want that. You will make sure that the doctor, is certified. He has a license. You're sure he can practice or he can conduct the surgery on your body. You just want a
Yeah.
doctor who is watching fine videos to come up with a surgery on you. It can happen. So the point is that proof, okay, it's not just what I say. There needs to be proof to back what I'm saying up. So we discussed that for a doctor, but now let's bring it back to trading. Right? Let's bring it back to the industry. Since for a doctor you need verifiable proof, which would be a certificate or a license. What do you think is that verifiable proof when it comes to traders? That thing that a trader should have that shows that yes, I know how to trade. I can do this. I've been doing this for quite some time, and this is the proof to show it. What do you think is that thing that a trader, a profitable trader, must have? What is that?
Hmm. If the thing you have like to show that that you're profitable is 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 that's the profit you are making now. Because if you're not making any profit, it's not nobody will see you as a profitable trader now.
Now that's a very interesting thing. But now let's bring it back, right? True, you have to make a profit. That is very correct. But now, how can you? So let's say I tell you I'm a trader, right? And on social media I post all my stuff. Now, knowing that social media can be faked, how can I prove it to you? Do you know what I am supposed to do to prove to you that I actually make the money I claim to make? I actually have proof what I say. Do you know what I need to do to prove that to you? Because yes, you need to make profit, but how can I prove that to you? Do you have any idea how that works?
No,
All right. So you don't. Cool. That makes sense. But now you just mentioned that these guys are top traders. Have any of these guys proved to you that they actually make the money they make? I'm not speaking of screenshots. Screenshots can be faked.
no,
I'm
no,
speaking of
no,
have any of them done that?
no, no, no.
Good. What it means is these are not top traders. Why are they not top traders? It is because they haven't proven to you or to anyone that they know how to trade. Posting screenshots, withdrawal proofs on social media in terms of screenshots is not proof that one knows how to trade. Okay, so I'm just telling you so that you use this as a metric when you are trying to spot good or bad traders. Now I understand how it feels. I understand what goes through your head right now. All the guys you know, all these supposed good traders you think you know are not exactly traders themselves, but are influencers. And that's a topic for a different day. But I don't want to call them influencers outright, but I just want you to use the metric I'm giving you. Okay. Um. So if you let's bring it back. So you trade, right? You've been trading for some months, and so sorry guys, just of you who are just coming in. I'm still just discussing with Paul. I think you guys also benefit from the conversation. So Paul, coming back to what I was saying, if I would take a trade, and I buy an asset, I sell an asset. After the trade is running, it hits take profit and I close it. It will get to my history, right? On MT5 and MT4, it will
Yes.
show on the history. Good. So it means that the day I
Yeah.
took the trade, good. The day I took the trade, the profit, everything will be there in the history. Now, if
Yeah.
I come back to if they come back to the account 6 months later, would I still find the trade in the history? I would, right?
Yeah. Yes, you
Good.
find it.
Exactly. So what it means is time, date and time is also proof to show that a trade was taken or not. All right. Why am I bringing date and time? I'm bringing it because you see, screenshots don't give you that. You can't see most of these things from just screenshots. Okay, you need something else. And in the trading space, there is what we call a track record. Have you ever heard of a track record?
Track track record.
Yes, a track record.
Uh, I think I've heard about it.
All right. So what do you think a track record is? From the little you know, what do you think it is? What have you heard
Track
about it?
record, like tracking the record, like your trades that you took within some months or days or weeks,
Good.
something
That
like
is
that.
correct. Yeah, that is true. Now, a track record would have other use and other features, but as part of that, it is used to track your trades. And now there is a way to make track records public. And what it means is I can be somewhere in a different vicinity, a different continent in the world, and I can send you a link to my track record and you can view it yourself. You can, on your own, check my trades.
Yeah, yeah. They do that in my FS book too.
Good, thank you. My FX book. My FX book is one of the ways that is used to track trades. It is a platform that actually has verifiable track record. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so since you know that, and let's give further evidence of what a track record can do. A track record is equivalent to that certificate or that license that a doctor needs. You see, because like I said, if I give you a link to my track record, or if I show you my track record, then you can see my trades. You can see the dates where I took the trades. You can see. Okay, so now let me bring this back to these guys you mentioned. So, for example, I wouldn't want to call names, but do you know what percentage they've done so far this year? Do you have any idea?
No, 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 no.
Exactly. All you see is screenshots of this. I made this and I made that. But like so
Yeah.
far this year, you don't know how far up they are, right? You have no idea about that. But now with the track record,
No.
you can see that. Okay, a track record can help you see that. For example, I am up 20% this year. I can show you that, right? I can show you because there's a track record to back it up. That's what I'm trying to say. So there needs to be a track record. Is that proof? That's verifiable proof to show that okay, yes, you can. You're doing what you said you do. What you claim to do, you can actually do it. So now we know the importance of a track record. Have you ever seen a track record from any of these guys? A verifiable track
No,
record?
no, 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 no.
You haven't. So it's
No.
clear. So it's clear. It should be clear at this point that we can't really call them top traders because again, there is no proof, right? There is no proof to show that they are indeed top traders. So please, I want you to use this metric, and I want this to change your viewpoint on the people you think are good traders. No matter who the person is, no matter how you view the person, I want you to use the exact same metric of that person. What am I saying? I'm saying that if anybody claims to be a trader, to be a profitable trader, do not believe the person until he or she proves to you with a track record of some sort that he or she can trade. Okay? Don't just believe right into the person, especially because of social media, especially because things can be faked on social media. Now, track records can be faked. That's a different topic altogether. But for the most part, just make sure that this person, this individual, is showing you that he or she can actually trade with a track record with you. Okay, so when you look at all the traders you see and you feel like they are good, check if they have a track record. If they don't, then don't just believe the person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. So this should change your viewpoint on the people. Like I said, the people you think are good, man, I think they might just let you down when you find out that they don't have a track record, or that they are not traders themselves, but are influencers instead.
I,
So,
I,
okay, go ahead.
I said, actually, I don't even look into all those stuff because I just, it's just the knowledge I'm just looking for.
But that's the problem. The problem
Yeah.
is that how is it possible? So just like we bring in a doctor, right? If you
Yeah.
want to intern at a hospital, you want to go to a doctor that you know is certified, that's licensed, that is good at what he does. So you see, you cannot learn trading from someone who cannot trade. It is not possible. It just can't work. Okay? An unprofitable trader cannot breed a profitable trader. It can't happen. So now what I'm trying to say here is, you see, these guys have not even proven to anyone that they know how to trade. How then is it possible that they can teach others to be good at trading where they themselves cannot even prove to you that they are good? Is it possible for them to teach someone how to trade when they themselves cannot prove that they are good? Is that possible?
The thing is that is like it's based on the learner, not the
Is it
teacher.
so? Okay, but it just shows that we didn't get the point of the illustration. Because, like I said, would you go to a quack doctor to intern at his firm? Would you do that?
No.
Exactly. So if you won't do that, you will need proof that this guy is a doctor. You need it's a non-negotiable, right? So why would we want to go to, in this sense, quack traders to learn how to trade when you don't have proof that you know how to trade? You see, in at this, I understand what you're saying when it comes to um the learner has a part to play. Yes, but you can only say that when you have taken care of the first part, which is the teacher in this context. So you can't put it on the learner when the teacher himself is not good at what he does. Do you get my point?
You understand? Yes, I get your
Exactly.
point.
So you see now that it is not possible for someone to teach someone how to do something if he or she is not good at it. It's just, I understand there are context matters, but in trading it is not possible. Okay, it is not possible because you see, success at trading is directly reflected to your skill set, right? So, for example,
Yeah.
let me give a different skill set. So, say I'm a graphic designer, I'm good at designing, but I don't have the best job, right? I don't make as much money designing. Now I can teach someone to design, and he can make more money than me. That can happen, right? But you see here that I
Yeah.
am good at designing. It is possible I don't have the best job, but I am good at the skill. So my income may not reflect my skill at the moment, which of course other circumstances might come into play. But you see, trading is different. It's like a mirror. Your success is like it's a direct reflection of what you do in the market. So it is not possible to teach someone how to trade when you cannot trade yourself. It just can't work. My point is, until these people prove to you that they are good at trading, it makes no sense to go to them to learn how to trade.
Understand.
Exactly. So please, that notion needs to be properly addressed because it is one of the biggest problems we have in the industry. And I understand. I have been here 7 years ago. I was here. I thought I had this sense of thinking, this sense of reasoning, and it was a problem because it affected my learning process. It took me much time to become profitable, and that's why I said I understand. But it is always good to clear up the notion. Okay, so
Yeah. That
once
means
again,
you've been into the trading system for a very long time now.
exactly for quite some time, and I've seen too many of these things happen to show that most of these guys are Well, again, like I said, it's a topic for a different thing. But I hope you get the point. Okay, I hope you do get the point. And this should affect the way you view traders. Okay, it should. So make sure that anybody who claims to know how to trade, you're asking for a track record. Please do that. And if the person cannot show you a track record, then just they'll do everything but show you a track record. Everything else but show you a track record. And that is the one. That's the biggest red flag of all. When you see that, you should know that okay, yes, this person doesn't really know how to trade. Like we brought about the doctor, it is something to boast about, right? This is a market where 90% of retail traders cannot even succeed. So if you're good at this, you would boast about it. You would want to tell everybody that okay, I've had this performance this year. It's incredible. Right? For example, I wouldn't say I boast about my performance, but I'm happy to speak about it, right? Because it's good. It's very good, and I can't just help but talk about it. It is not something I want to hide, right? No profitable trader wants to hide his performance. It doesn't happen. Okay, so when you see these traders and they boast that they are good at trading, but they can't show you proof. The same proof a doctor will gladly show you. If these guys cannot show you this proof, then it just tells you all you need to know, right? So yeah, I hope that clears it up. All right, so once again, you guys are welcome. I'm sure you guys were listening in on the conversation, and yes, I think we'll just go into what we have for the day. We don't have so much. I just want to skim through the pairs. Our live session today will not take so long, but yes, let's see what we have. For the JPYs, today's Monday, first of all, so it's a new week, of course, and for the JPYs is on Thursday. Nothing much has happened, although for CAT JPY we're having a breakout, which is very good, like I said. So this is a breakout. Of course, we need more than this, and we need the breakout to stay above the key level by the end of this month. So look for a retest, but so far it's a breakout. CHF JPY is it's on steroids right now. I know we begged this pair to move for like what 6 months, but like right now it's just every single week is now a bullish week apparently. Yes, I am holding. I would hold on to at least 189. I'm going to take profits right around that region. But yes, this is CHF JPY, and so far so good. EJ as well. We have a breakout to the upside. I'm expecting a pullback. A retest. This is far past the level, but I'm still hopeful that we might have this pullback coming to get long. We'll see. Okay. Pound GPY is right at this resistance level. We're trying to break out. This morning, today so far, the GPYs have been really bullish and has helped the portfolio. Let me quickly just check. Yeah, somewhere around 18 hour. Yeah, so far so good. Same thing I said. So running trade somewhere around 18 hour, which is good. So GJ is trying to break out, and we're going to see if this week is good enough for the breakout to be complete. Okay, we'll find out by the end of the week. NJ, not much has happened. USGPY, not much has happened as well. So, like I said, the blue lines are not the key levels, right? The key levels are in black. I'm only using the blue lines to test things out, and that's why you see that they pop up from time to time. So, just so that you're not confused as to the blue lines and what they represent. Okay, so they're not the key levels that I use. They're just levels I'm trying to test out. AD card. Yeah, AD card is moving sideways, but same thing, right? Same lower high region, same resistance level, and price has not broken past the level since like May. And with the arrows, I expect more downside continuation, at least until the resistance level is broken. So if it doesn't break past this, then yes, I expect this to continue to the downside. Euro card.
Cassie, please, odd card.
Yeah.
Yeah. What card I enter for a sell. So am I wrong, or is still a good sign?
Are you wrong? What?
Yeah, for that
There's
place.
either it's. I think it's a good level to sell from. I think so.
Yes.
Um, in line with the overall trend, it's a very good level to sell from. But um, I also think that you want to get to the point where you are confident about the entries you're taking. So, for example, is it wrong to say AD card here? I mean, that depends on the system you trade. Like I've always said, it's not wrong. I wouldn't sell it. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay, so no, it's not. It's just put simply, no, it's not. But I think I'll come back to this statement by the end of the session. Alright. So Euro card still around the highs. Not much has changed. To be honest, I expect for that upside continuation, of course. So we'll see how that plays out. Pound card, we broke above the key level, came back to what looks like a retest. And we're not sure at least until we see what this week has to offer. So if we bounce away here, it would look like a daily break on retest from here. But if it doesn't, if we have a bearish candle, it will mean that this is more like a fake out. But yeah, we'll see. We can't be so sure at least until this week comes to an end. So that's for pound card. But we are up, of course. But way back in February, and we're still holding the trades. Yeah, that's the best I can say. Entered the card, we came back to the key level, tapped into the resistance zone, and we're dropping up of the level once again. Now the sideways movement can still continue, of course, but at some point we're gonna have a move. That's the upside or to the downside, and I'm just positioned right in to wait for the move. For some of us who were speaking of why I did not wait for price to come back to the key level first, because like I said, I missed out on selling here. So why did I not wait for price to come back? Since I sold here, and since I've had my entry here since like October, price may not come back to the key level. You see that there's a resistance here. Price may just continue to hold out as resistance before it drops. So if I've taken my first entry here, whenever price comes back and I have new portfolios to manage, I will just take the entry right there as well. So I think that's what I'll do. But I take it 2 hours on the trade and miss out on the trade altogether. So that's pretty much how I'm treating end of the club. So we came back to the resistance level, we're dropping up. It's not a guarantee that will drop, but so far so good. So far so good. USD card, nah, that's nothing for me. Your AD, okay. Your AUD, well, I think a breakout. I think we're now very close to a breakout, so I think I'll just wait for that. A breakout. So if we have a breakout, I might then consider Euro AD as like an opportunity to get long. But until then, there's nothing for me. Euro NZD, of course, I'm expecting a pullback to go long. So see if it happens. We have the breakout, now waiting for the retest to go long. So I think pound GPY is like the same thing. Euro NZ is the same thing. I think even cat GPY is also the same thing. Euro GPY as well. So these are some trades I'm waiting for to pull back before I can go long. Pound 80 is also the same thing as well. I'm expecting a pullback. I'm hoping for a pullback. To get that, then of course I'll need to go long in pound 80. Pound NZD. Yeah, so we're back in profit this week. And yes, I can't really say much about it. Let me see. Just sideways the whole time. Just sideways the whole time. But yes, we're back in profit, and who knows? Who knows if this time there will be the breakout of this consolidation. we have that, then that'll be very beautiful to see. All right. So yes, that's for pound NZD, AUD. Let's see. AU. I'm not sure what this is. I think price action is still just developing, so I'm not sure what this is. What I do know for a fact right now is that we have broken past this resistance zone, which will not act as support. So if we break back in, then beautiful. But if we don't, we might just bounce here and then come back to the key level. Either ways, I'm not touching this guy. I will only wait for AUD at the key level, which is here. That is where I intend to sell. So until that happens, I will just be the spectator in this market. Euro USD. We closed out our longs at the key level, which was beautiful. And sorry. So we closed out our longs at the key level, which was beautiful, and I expect price to pull back. I expect we have to gain some strength as we come in the pullback. But of course, if we break out, then I'll go ahead with the longs. But so far, I expect to pull back. But no trades for me. I mean, we'll just close out the long buy, so nothing for me. Pound USD. I'm also expecting a pullback to potentially go long, but I will only do that if we have the pullback. So until that happens, there's nothing for me as well. NZD-USD. So yeah, same thing with AD-USD. We're now testing this as support right now, but it's if we don't break back to the level, right? This might act as support for upside continuations, but whatever the case, I will not be touching the guy at least until we come back to the key level. All right. The CHF pairs, there's nothing for me. Nothing interesting, to be honest. So this is the most I have for currencies, and yeah, do you guys have any questions? If not, then I will move over to this.
Casey, can you hear me?
Yeah, Carlos, go ahead.
Please, can you go over to Euro Pound?
Oh yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is Euro Pound. Are you looking at anything? Are you trying to buy or trying to sell? What's
I'm actually trying to buy. Please, can you check the daily time frame? Though I was holding, it was a long for me, but as you can see, I was having my target way above the body of the candle. That's at the week, but market failed to get to that point, and I don't know if it's sort of pullback or something. So I'm looking at this new level as a break and a retest. Maybe if it should pull down to the zone there, I can take the daily level there. I can take the longs from there again to 86,741. Yes.
Oh, okay. That would not be a bad idea. It would not. I think so. I wouldn't say price got to the key level. Let me see.
Cause like I was looking at that level, like, but it failed. So it's kind of something that's worrisome or something. I don't know how to put it. But then again, I will still see what happens. That's it. I'll still get to see what happens.
Yeah, well, it's a key level, right? It's a key. It is 6. It's a key level. It's just a matter of if the market would bounce off this big level we're looking at. if you're trying to go long. Also, if the market would not hit the key level first before trying to drop down, these are the things you check out for, of course. But yeah, I think that's not bad.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so moving on to
Hello, Casey. Casey, good evening.
yes, good evening. How are you?
Fine. It has been a long time for me. I've not been.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, please. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'm confused about how to map out key level on a chart. No,
Okay.
how to detect a zone or just map out a key level.
Okay. How would you do that? All right. So let me give you. Let me just give you the basics, okay? Because learning how to map out key levels is it's not a one day thing. Okay, it's something that you would have to learn and learn consistently. It will take you a while to fully understand it. But let me give
Okay.
you like the basics. Okay, so a key level essentially is a level of support and resistance, and what we refer to as key levels in for my system, okay, because key levels differ from the person who is speaking or who is regarding the level. So, in my opinion, for the system I use, key levels are levels on the 3 month, 6 month, 12 month time frames. From the monthly and above, these are what I consider key levels. And how would one map out a key level, or how would one map out a level of support or resistance? So, first of all, I want you to do it on the higher time frames. Okay, you're better off doing it there because you have less noise, so it will be much better for you. So, preferably on the weekly and the monthly, we want to learn how to join support and resistance levels. But here's how it would look. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So what I've done now is to draw what looks like price action. Okay, because we know that price action is not straight, it's not linear. It would always go in a zigzag motion. So the rectangles or these lines, as you see, are used to represent levels of support and resistance. For now, do you have any idea why these levels are used? Why do you think these levels are the levels of support and resistance? From what you can see, what can you tell? What is of interest to you?
Okay. Based on what I'm seeing here, okay, based on my own understanding, these are
Okay.
those places you mark out. You map out is the areas where the prices they touch and like a kind of
Reacted.
impact the correction movement, something like that of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way I understand it. No, I'm a beginner in the forest.
You're correct. You're correct. You're very correct. PC. So that is true. These are areas where price will come and touch and reaction. Okay, there will be some sort of reaction at that level. Okay, it's called resistance and support as the term goes, right? First of all, resistance it will resist price from getting past it. Support it would support price. So here in this scenario, this level acted as resistance because at first it did not allow price to get past it. Eventually, price managed to get past it. Now, interestingly, when price came back, it acted as support now because support is always under price and resistance is always above price. So price came here and found support and bounced away. But then interestingly, it also found resistance here and then came back and found support. So you see, the market is just full of support and resistance. That's what it is. And you can find support and resistance zones on every single time frame. on the chart. Every single time frame on the chart, you can find support and resistance zones. Then the question is, which of these time frames should I use to trade? If I would find on all of these time frames, which of them would I use? And that question is answered depending on the trader. But in my very humble opinion, I think you're better off using support and resistance levels on the higher time frames. Do you know why I say this? Do you have any reason why I say this?
No.
Okay. So the reason why I say this is because the higher the time frame, the stronger the price action, the stronger the level, the stronger the support, the stronger the resistance. So a resistance level on the 5-minute time frame or on the 15-minute time frame will not be as strong as a resistance level on the daily time frame or the monthly time frame. You see now. So that's why I always prefer to use these levels on the higher time frames, because a resistance level on the 5-minute time frame can easily break. Right? In a matter of days, price will break faster. But then when you have them on the monthly, on the 3 months, on the weekly, they are much stronger, and you can easily you have confidence working with those resistance levels, if that makes sense. So that's why it is preferred that you use resistance levels and support levels on the higher time frames. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I understand it.
Good.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yes. So another way to draw this would be to use this, right? So that is why you would see these kind of lines on my chart, because you can see now that they represent the areas of the most reaction. So you can see that these levels are very peculiar. You would see reaction at these levels, okay? And like I said, I would do the levels I have in black are levels I will use from maybe 3 months and above, okay? But this is just an understanding to help you see what is making me to use these levels. Do you get?
Yeah.
Exactly. So whenever you come to the, I think something you can do, right? I don't know if you're on the Discord channel. Are you on the Discord community?
No, I'm not on Discord.
Okay, so you can just go back to Momo's page, right? Just go back to Momo's page and follow through, because you're on the ExcelcioHub community through work, right? So you got there through work. So go back to his page, get through work, okay? The same way you got into the Telegram community, you would also see Discord, right?
Yeah.
So click on
Okay.
Discord and get into the community. The reason why I say so is so that whenever you have a question, you want me to help you with something, whenever you mark out your chart, you can send them to me. Let me see it, see how much improvement you're making and things like that. Just feel free to do that. Okay.
All right, sir.
So that now you've seen this. Yeah, now you've seen this. You can just try it out on your chart. If you make any mistakes, when you do that, you can just take a screenshot, send it to me. I can see what you've done and see if you need to make any improvements or adjustments.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, anytime. And I think this makes sense. Whenever you see it on the chat, I think you'll have a better understanding of what I'm speaking of. All right. So let's see. Let's go back. For not. Let's see. Not much has changed. I'm still holding them. Yeah, I'm still holding them. So not much has changed, to be honest. Okay, from these guys. I expect long-term continuations, of course, unless something drastic happens. But yeah, I'm still holding my longs. All right. On the S&P, around 40, Nasdaq. These are the only 3 positions I have for indices. The rest are just I'm just being a spectator basically. Gold is still moving sideways, like I pointed out today. So there's not much to speak about. I will only become interested if we breakout. Also get a breakout, and I'll become interested.
Hello, Casey.
Yes, hello.
Please, can you go back to NAS?
NAS, okay.
Can you consider that a good opportunity to go long? That's the black line there, 22,251.
Uh, ideally, let me come back from this things. So
Because
what I use when I use that
it's
when I use that black line, hold up, sorry.
okay.
When I use that black line, I would want to use it to depict like all-time highs, right? In most cases, that's what I would do, not necessarily level. So I would prefer to press come back here because from the 3 month perspective, that's where we had the most reaction. Right? That's where the candles closed. I would prefer that price comes back here, right?
Oh,
If you
oh,
have the
okay.
pullback down here, that's what I would want to buy. So you
Oh,
see the
oh, all
difference
right,
now.
all right. Yeah, of course,
So
I can see
it's not here.
the previous one was looking sort of a daily break and retest because
Exactly.
like may look at it, it would be in line with kind of a daily break and retest.
Yes. But that's why I would want to buy from here instead. I just use this marker like all the time. Right? And the reason why I've not put this as a key level is because price is like far away, so I'm not really stressed it. And I don't want too many lights on the chart, so I don't get confused. But of course, if it comes, then I'll buy. I'm waiting patiently. I'll buy and I'll let it go.
Oh, I thought you got involved with NAS or it was among the
You know,
first
like if I get
block
if I
one.
get if I get involved the second time, that's what I mean. If I find the
Oh,
second
oh,
one,
okay.
yeah. So of course I'm
All
long
right.
here, but if I get the second opportunity to buy here, of course I'll go.
That's at so 1,500 like that.
Let me see. Hold up. Let me see. That's around 21.26, around that level.
Oh,
And then, mind you,
okay.
this is futures, so this is futures. So this will slightly differ if you're marking that on CFD. So just a heads up.
Oh, all right, all right. I think I use features as well.
All right, that's good.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yes. So gold still moving sideways. Nothing interesting. At least not until we break out. Okay. Copper. I'm still long. But this level might be a tough one to crack. But I think we'll crack it. Maybe we won't. Who knows? But yes, I'm long. I'm long. Let's see. The market. I don't have to stress about any pairs I've taken. Like I said, as I get involved, it is no longer my stress. It is no longer my problem because I allow the market to do what it wants to do. Like I said before, the only things you can control, the only things you have absolute control over is your entry, your exit, and your position size. Everything else is outside your control, right? When you fully understand it like this, you see how much, you see what stress does to you, and how no matter how you stress over a particular pair or a trade, there's nothing you can do that can change the outcome. Quite frankly, and like I said, we don't have the influence to move orders in the market. No matter how much order we put in, some of us, our orders don't even get through what we call straight through processing. It doesn't get into the live market, right? But the point is, we don't have enough orders to change the influence of the market. So have your entry proper, keep your exit, get involved. Allow the market to do what it wants to do. If you begin to stress over it, just unnecessary. In my humble opinion, it's just very unnecessary. So Copper will do what it wants to do. If you start fine, please are fine. It's not a problem. Same thing with Palladium. I'm also long, and this is like a minor pullback, which is fine. Which is okay. So this is all I have. Let me see. Platinum is still like still far away. I'm expecting a pullback here as well, but let me just set an alert just in case. Just in case. Should be out here. It's not working. Alright, but I'll set an alert. Maybe later. I don't know why it's not working now. But in any case, I have eyes on platinum as well. I don't want to miss it. If it pulls back to give me the ability to go down. I went long way back in April. Took the longs. Went to my profits way back in just a few months, a month ago in June. And now we've broken out, and I'm looking for this retest to buy. So yes, this is all I have. So again, 11 trades open at the moment. Up almost 18 hours in running trades, up 20% in close trades so far in the month of July. Again, it's good. And like I said, when you hold trades, when you hold multiple trades, you don't stress so much about each individual trade. Your stress reduces. You see why? Even though entity card, I've been selling entity card since I think October of 2024. So I think after CHFGPY, entity card becomes the next, the oldest trade in my portfolio after CHFGPY. But then you see, I don't put so much emphasis on entity card because I've had so many trades play out. I've had like 10 trades play out since then. So you see, you don't have to stress that particular trade because you have other trades that are working on. I've closed like 4 trades in the past month, all in profit. So I don't have to worry about entity card that's not moving. Other trades are moving fine. Pound card is moving. Cheap coins are moving. So you when you understand that when you take too many trades, you don't have to worry about each individual trade. You also reduces your stress because sometimes you might wonder if I will buy this trade, if I will buy this asset today, and I have to close it like 5 months later or 4 months later, can I really wait? You can't. Just buy other assets as well, and then you run the portfolio, and you do that, and then you can just wait. All right. So, this is the most I have. I don't know if you guys have any questions. If not, then we might have to cut this
Casey,
here.
can you hear me?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Okay, please can you go over to DXY?
DXY. Okay. Let me see. That's true. I haven't. Yeah, not much is happening. This is DXY.
Can you speak? Can you say something on that? Because, like, if I may say, I just think from last week Thursday, like NFP day up to this point, dollar been showing some kind of strength, and this like tested 95 support. So, would it be a nice idea, maybe taking loans on the dollar pairs as base currency or something, or this support is not strong enough? Maybe your sort of entry pattern, a break below and break above, then finding support on 96, then you can give that a very much more assurance that okay, that it's actually a support at this point in time. Or what's happening now, can you call that finding support on 96?
It is finding support here. That's the case, but it's not something I would buy. Just because it's not my entry pattern, but it is finding support. And then the market does not have to give me my entry pattern. That's what people have to understand. But it's finding support. Would we buy dollar-based pairs? Well, that depends on the system, obviously. But is the dollar going to find momentum to get back to 100? It can. Like I said, the US dollar will gain strength. All right, it's just a matter of when it will gain strength. It's just a matter of when. And also, I am also keeping an open mind. That's why I said, even though I expect strength from the US dollar, I don't forget the fact that it can actually break and continue sliding to the downside. That can happen too. Okay, so even though I expect strength, I would not be so blind that if we have downside continuation, I won't take it. I would. So I won't buy this. It's funny, I won't buy this just because of my entry pattern, but it's not wrong. Okay, it's not wrong. I mean, think about it. If the dollar will gain strength, this is just a big discount. I mean, for some persons who plan to DCA into trades or who plan to hold like even longer term portfolios, this is a beautiful buy on the dollar. Those dollar bulls, this is like a discount. Think about it. The last time dollar came down here was way back in 2022. That's the last time it was this cheap in this context, right? So buying dollar is not wrong, personally, but it's not something I can do because of how I trade. So,
Oh, all right, no problem. Thank you.
of course. Any
Loki,
questions? Any more questions? Yes, Captain. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. Can you please go back to copper?
Copper. All right. This is copper.
The daily time frame.
The daily time frame.
Okay, I'm looking to buy copper if it gets back to the previous resistance around 4.95.
4.0 support, you mean, not resistance?
Yeah, it wasn't.
You mean this? You mean this?
Yeah.
You mean down
Yeah,
here?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Is it this is actually not bad. But now here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. This might play out like pound GPY. Let me show you. Let me just go back. I know Yusuf bought pound GPY, and this happened. Where's the so here? I remember way back in April, Yusuf went long on pound GPY here. Break retest, it broke above, broke back in, then it came back and given an opportunity. Now coming back to copper, it is possible that even though it finds support here momentarily, it may not bounce and continue. It might bounce, break back above and continue, right? That can happen. Is this wrong to buy? I wouldn't say so, but I think you have to be very careful because of the black line. It is a much stronger resistance than this horizontal level of support. Okay, because the level of support you're trying to buy from is like a daily level of support, but the resistance you're having to worry about is a weekly, maybe even monthly level of resistance. Okay, yeah, right. So you see that you have much more stress to deal with this resistance if you're trying to buy here, because the resistance can, quite frankly, unless you plan to buy and close at the resistance, right? But that's too short. I think a better option would be to just wait for price to break out the resistance so that you know that, okay, I don't have any other stress to worry about. And you can now buy this as support because it gives you a bigger reward and you just have like less stress on the chart, right, to affect the trade idea. But if you buy down here, even though it's not wrong, you just have more to worry about, because if you're planning to take like a higher high as you like take profit, then you have to worry about this resistance. Price has to break the resistance for you to hit take profit. So I think these are my thoughts on it.
Well, actually, my take profit is going to be the resistance.
All right, then I think that's the case. Then that's fine.
Thank
And
you.
that's fine. All right. All right. Another question. Oh yeah, sorry. Just before I forget, Carlos got funded. All right, I kind of forgot to mention that on Thursday, but yes, Carlos got funded. This last week, which was beautiful to see. I was so happy to see his text message. So yes, Carlos, welcome. Right, so you're now part of the crew who is now funded, and this is beautiful. I'm so happy that you guys are making progress. Right, nothing makes me happier to see that you guys are making so much progress. But something I have to point out to most of us who are now funded, especially if we are funded, because some of us are still like running challenges in phase twos, but especially for us who are funded, it is a beautiful thing. It's an impressive feat, I must say. But you also remember that it was very challenging. It wasn't easy to get here. Okay, it took you quite a while. Stress, so many winning trades to get to this point. My point is, I don't want you to lose your account. In fact, your goal right now is not really to make profit. I mean, yes, you want to, but that's not your goal. Your goal should be to never lose the account. Because I promise you, it is easier to lose an account than it is to get it. Remember, you have 5% daily drawdown, 10% max rank. I mean, depends on the prop firm, of course, but this is the constraint you have to work with. It is very easy to lose an account. It can slip by in a second. So please, for those of us who are funded, I think not everybody is here, of course, but just remember that you don't want to have to go through the next 6 months trying to start all over again, right? It might have taken you 3, 4, 5 months to get your accounts passed. You don't want to lose it in a week, only for you to start for the next 3 months to get to come back. Think about it, we've had very beautiful market conditions. We don't know if that will continue to be the case for the rest of the year. I mean, I can say I'm done for the year, right? But we don't know what market conditions will bring. So because you had favorable conditions to get your accounts passed in a few months, it doesn't mean it will always be the case. So if you have your accounts funded, just make it your goal never to lose it. Okay, take it easy. Alan, do you want to say something? Okay, maybe not. But yes, make it your goal not to lose the account. Take it easy. Look at quarterly targets. Take your trades exactly as it was planned. Do not over leverage on your positions. Only stick to the setups. And now this is the importance. You now see the importance of having your systems, because it is now you can now look out for consistent payout. It is one thing to pass an account, like I said. It is yet another thing to have the account funded with a couple of payouts 1 year later. That's a different ballgame altogether. So it is now you see the importance of the systems, the importance of your systems being okay, being good. Because if you go through like a slope to the downside, you just might lose the account and have to start all over again. It is what we call the boom and bust cycle. And I don't want you guys to be in that cycle. So please, I understand you want to get, I mean, if you just woke up and took 2 trades and it played out, you just might make 3% and get the payout. I understand, I get it, I've been there. But that should not be your focus. You want to adjust your viewpoint on account. Treat them as portfolios. Try and run it for a year. Just think about running for a year. Forget about how much you may make on the account. Think about running for a year. But that's still, as you're trying to do this, you can now then look for money to get a new account and start it slow. I promise you, by the time you're passing your second account, you are due for a payout on the first account. Okay? So have that very scarce mindset on the portfolios you're running, on the accounts you're running. And that is the only way you can survive. I am so happy to see that you guys are funded, but it would break my heart to see that you guys are losing the accounts over silly mistakes. Okay, so see yourself as portfolio managers, not as random retail traders. You're graduating from that. You're no longer in the class of the 90% who are not profitable. You're in a different class. You're in the elites right now. So see yourself as that. So it will not make any sense that as a portfolio manager, you want to tell an investor or a client somewhere that you lost an account in 2 weeks. You lost 10% in 2 weeks because you made a mistake. You're trying to pay rent or something. I understand we have issues. That's okay, but don't bring them into the portfolios we manage. Okay? If you have this viewpoint, you can last a whole lot better. So when we're in the month of July, I want you guys to have your accounts by October. I want us to conclude the year and your accounts have been running for 6 months. It is better that you run your account for 6 months without a payout than the fact that you lost it in 3 weeks trying to rush a payout. If you have your account in 6 months without the payout, you are far better than trying to rush it to get the payout in 3 weeks and then lose it. I mean, think about it. You got the funded account for 6 months. That's an impressive feat on its own. So again, what I'm saying is change your goals, right? Adjust your goals on the account. If it's a payout, you get the payout. You earn a payout. Okay, don't worry about it. You earn it. But make sure that your risk management, your downside is covered. Make sure it is catered for. If you can do this, I promise you, you will be so happy. All right. I know how hard you have worked, all of you, to get here. Okay, and I don't want you guys to lose your account over silly mistakes. That is the last thing you want. Okay. So I think that's just the little bit I have. So if you guys have any questions, please just go ahead. And after which we'll bring the session to a close.
All right, Casey, thank you very much. Appreciate those words of yours, those words of encouragement. I really do appreciate. Thanks for putting it back in our mind that we have nothing to rush about, but just to hold it as if we are holding portfolios. I really do appreciate. Thanks, man.
Of course, and it's always good for the reminder. We need it. Captain, I think you want to say something.
Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to be on the account for more than a year. So
yes, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. So, and you can actually, right? You can do that. Think about it, right? For you to lose your account, for you to lose your funded account, you have to be down 10%. right? You have to be down 10%. Is it possible? It is, but it just would mean that market conditions are very bad. Okay, you don't want to be down 10% from your mistakes. That's the thing. It's not impossible for that to happen. I mean, being down 10%, but let it be that market conditions are so bad. You don't want to have bubbling market conditions and yet you're losing your account because you're down 10%. That's the point. So when you think about it like that, you will keep your account. And don't worry, you get the payout. So you're now building a portfolio. So you're looking to add, right? View it as a portfolio you're looking to add. If you're managing 10K at the moment, think about maybe adding another 10K to make it 20K. Maybe adding 20K, make it 50K. Just think about building, right? When you have the mindset that you're trying to build a portfolio, it will just completely change your viewpoint on it. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You're not trying to gamify problems. That is not the point. Okay, and then it gives you confidence to speak to people about trading. For example, say a funded account is not it's not a track record. I understand, but it makes sense that when you speak to someone about trading, the person knows that you have held a funded account for 6 months. He sees you differently because not many people have accounts that long, and that's why the favorite influencers you see on the internet are always buying challenges. They're always passing challenges. What happens to their funded account? That's a big question. You keep seeing these guys say phase 1 pass, phase 2 pass, payout, phase 1 pass. Yes, you're getting payout. Yes, that's because you're gamifying problems. Why can't you get the phases pass and keep the account? Why do you have to lose it to start all over again? So it tells you much about the influencers and tells you you are far better than some of the supposed traders that we have in the space. So I think, again, just stick to making 1 to 2% per month on average, of course. And again, you are on a different level. So view yourself in that manner. When you think of yourself as a profitable trader, one who is not in the class of the 90%, you then see the difference and you see why you should not fall back into that category. So, yeah. And also, please, we've been backtesting our trades. Let's keep doing that. Like I said, we'll come back to backtesting the results we found so far, every single one of us. Okay, so if you've not started backtesting, please make sure to do that. On Thursday, I would take us back to the software. For those of us who are not aware of the software we're using, that we're using to backtest, I'll take us back on Thursday. So please keep backtesting. Your journals as well. Keep tracking your trades. Keep recording and journaling your trades. Please, it's very important. We'll come back to journaling I think by the end of this month. So again, I want to see how far you've come. I want to see your progress. Let's see the adjustments you need to make. All of those things. So please, just keep at it. Okay, it's not easy, but I think you guys can already tell that the hard work is paying off. Okay, so you see that you don't have any reason to slack. There's no need to slack. So I think we'll end the session here. If you guys don't have any more questions. So yeah, I would try and send this post out. Sorry, this live stream out to YouTube very quickly. Most likely this week we'll get it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, of course, please go ahead and do that so you don't miss out on the updates. And this is where we'll draw the curtain. And I will see you guys on Thursday. So you guys have a wonderful week. Let's smash it.
You too, Casey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you guys for showing up. Right?